We're live from Chris Ritchie's bedroom.
We've come for your daughter, Chuck.
So this is Outlaw Window Cleaner Radio live on Facebooks. Yes, it is.
Oh no!
Oh yeah, this has been
technology. Not much as you think, but I still love technology.
You remember that song from Napoleon Dynamite?
Yes. It's too bad that you're the biggest nerd that's ever lived.
Yes, I love technology.
You got us live. Welcome to the party.
Dude, if some naked chick busts through Chris's door, we are gonna be. This shit is gonna go viral. Dude, he comes in the room with a sheep.
You might want to
got
take me
no-
what's going on. So good there.
What do you mean? Then nobody's even. We've got no listeners or watchers, so it's all right.
Oh, give me a second. I gotta share it. Hold on. I'll share the shit out of it. Oh, crap. I gotta take the group public, man.
Give me a second. I gotta share it. Hold on.
Whoa,
You know what it is?
dude, relax yourself. Hey guys, who are you, person? We just got a what you call in the corner there. Someone is talking to us.
Oh, Jason.
A little bit of a delay.
Yeah.
Say that one more time.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, dude. I mean it. Oh my God.
What's up, Jason?
Jason.
all right. Lehman.
Jason who? Oh,
Lehman.
Jason Lehman. Oh, that's cute.
Yeah.
Hey, girl.
Hey, girl.
Hey, girl. What you doing, girl? Dude, I don't know, for whatever reason. There we go. That's Seth's office. No, that's not Seth's office. That is Chris Ritchie's bedroom.
Yeah.
So you're
I
wrong.
hope that's not the bathroom in behind that door.
Oh, I hope it is. I hope there's a big steamer going on in there right now.
Dropping a big furry one.
Dropping a big
I
furry
thought you were
one.
going to the barn.
Hey, whoever's making comments in the comment box, could you tell us, do you see the Gunslinger and Black Diamond boxes in the OWC Radio Live
sure do.
stuff?
Yeah, I
Everything
see it.
is frozen,
Yeah.
Everything is frozen, he says. Great. That's good that it's all frozen. Well, sorry that our broadcast sucks.
I'm frozen. You're
What's
frozen.
up?
Mark's going good.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
Oh, no, we're good. We're
There's a
good.
first time for everything. And this is the first time for this, so everybody can eat shit. We can't record this either for some reason.
Really?
No, but it'll be fine because we'll have it on Facebook. You can just download it from there if you want to download it and put it on YouTube.
I don't care. This will be this won't go up on, YouTube. I don't care. I've got.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what do you want to call it? This is just a little live stream, little bit of a little bit of live stream. You know what I mean? No, I mean, cuz a little bit of live stream, little OWC Radio live. We're back in action. Mark Tanner is short as ever.
Tough days, 1, 2. Tough days.
So does anyone watching, of the 7 people we got watching, has anybody got a question for the podcast? Since you douchebags can't ever
How's Seth going to be in the comments?
send an email. Yeah, I don't know. I would just like to know, why nobody sends any emails to asktsqueegee@yahoo.com. That's not a gimmick. That's legit.
Yeah.
Those are
Ask
legit things happening.
You said it was asktsqueegee@yahoo.com?
That is
They should be
correct.
sending
That is
too?
correct. They should be sending emails to that.
That outlaw T Squeegee at yahoo.com.
No, ask, A-S-K, T Squeegee at yahoo.com. If you want a free gunslinger, I might be giving one or I might be giving 2 away. I haven't decided yet.
Ooh.
I've got 2 outlaw window cleaner gunslingers.
They better get them questions in the email.
Yeah, you better start getting them. Yeah, the best story. That's what I'm going to do. The best story. Best window cleaning related story. And I don't mean like this one time I was hanging off the Empire State Building. I'm talking funny stories, guys. And now you could be hanging off the Empire State Building and seeing a huge wiener or something like that, and tell that story.
That'd be bonus.
Can you show me your technique for storms? My technique for storm windows usually goes something like this, and then they usually don't get cleaned. I don't know. Joseph Skinta. Who's your NBA team? I don't have an NBA team. I'm not really a basketball fan.
Yeah. Everybody was Chicago in the 90s, but since then
that shit's whack, bro.
Yeah.
If I was going to root for a team, it would be the Cavaliers if I was rooting for a basketball team. Whether they suck or not, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
They're from Ohio.
Well,
I'm not Josh the window cleaner, root for other teams and shit out of state.
I thought they were going to do it this year, Cleveland, man. It was just false.
The Indians?
No. Brownies, man. I thought you get that tie beginning of the year. I was like, they might have a team.
No way, bro.
Pittsburgh?
Listen, bro.
Come on.
Listen, bro.
You get a tie?
Listen, bro. The Browns suck. I'm a huge Browns fan. I got a Cleveland Browns tattoo right there. I'm a huge Browns fan. I'm a huge Browns fan. But I'm realistic. They suck.
Yeah, this year
they suck. They're better than they were, but they suck. You know what I'm saying? They're just there's no way around it. They suck like Mark Tanner sucks. They just suck.
Right. Well, that's bad.
Mark. Yeah, Mark.
Yeah, what of it?
You Mark-ass buster.
Dude, I got a story to tell you that happened to me.
Wait, story time.
Monday.
Mark Tanner,
story time.
So I get a call from a country club and set up an appointment to meet with the chief engineer to tour the facility, which I had worked there in the past for a cleaning company, but was looking to get direct, which is always the best way to set up a contract, because if, the janitorial service gets fired, then you're gone too. So I meet this guy, and I noticed right away, one of his first questions was, do you plan to use a water-fed pull and pure water system, or do you plan to use traditional window cleaning tools? So I said, well, certain areas over here with all these cut-ups, we're better off with the pure water system. He says, okay. We walk around the corner, and he points out some stains, and he says, what do you think of that? Do you guys fix that? Yeah, we do. He says, do you use chemicals or what? I said, no, we have a polishing process. I'm not a fan of chemicals. And the whole time, within 5 minutes, I started to think to myself, this guy knows a lot. This guy is either ran a lot of properties and dealt with a lot of window cleaners, but he just knows way too much. So long story short, we walk around the whole facility. We go in his office. We sit down. I said, you got to tell me something. I said, you know an awful lot. He doesn't say a word. He reaches under his desk and hands me an old school photo album. The ones that you put the pictures in and you fold the pages over. And I start looking through it, and it's all high-rise window cleaners. Every picture of about 20 different guys washing windows on a bunch of different buildings. So I'm like, you take a lot of pictures of window cleaners, and I notice him in the picture at a younger age. He says, no, I sold my company in North Florida, retired, and went crazy for a few years, and now I'm doing this. And I'm like, well, I kind of figured you knew way more than the average chief engineer. So I kind of jokingly around, I go, well, I guess I'm not going to be able to pull over the wool over your eyes for anything. And he starts laughing. He goes, I don't think that you do that. So it's looking promising, but it was interesting that a retired window cleaner is now hiring window cleaner, and but we had really good conversation. So I'm thinking,
that was riveting. So let's move on to something else. This guy talks.
Do I get my gunslinger now? Do I win the gunslinger?
You were telling me about that. You were like, dude,
it was all a
and
lie.
but you sold a window cleaning job to a window cleaner, and he said he would like, if he still had his business, he'd ask you to sell his jobs for him. That was
He
cool.
told me. He said, I would hire you for sales.
Somebody's somebody in the chat there said, sounds like Tim and Mark are speaking in a tunnel. I don't know if I do or not, but I actually have an actual microphone.
Tunnel.
Mark is using his son's Xbox headset.
It is. Yep.
Yeah,
I can't afford my own.
Bullshit.
Don't even go.
Mark has got the most money in the whole entire world.
Mark's a multi-millionaire.
Those are my
And
Gucci
Tim
loafers
is using Tim, as you can see, the microphone Tim's using is for a headset for like a phone. So sorry guys, we're not in a studio.
I've got the mic.
We are coming into spring here. Who said that?
Oh, where you at? They've got to be in the
where are
southern
you
hemisphere. You got to be Australia.
What are you talking about, man? What are you talking about? We're coming into spring here. You're a nerd. Nobody wants to talk to you.
You get all that warm weather.
Yeah, you and your warm weather can kiss our ass.
We haven't even started the cold. We're going high on Saturday.
It hasn't even got started getting cold yet. When you're listening to the podcast and you hear a whistling noise the whole time, it's winter here.
Yeah.
Because I live on the lake and it's like woo! Oh, New Zealand, huh? Oh, you think you're cool, huh, Mr. New Zealand? Whatever, bro. Mr. In Spring here.
Paradise,
what are you bragging? See, unfortunately, there's only one guy that I can tell who has been speaking, and that is Joseph Skinta. For whatever reason, maybe Joseph Gilbert, do you prefer girth or length? I prefer
cocaine.
I prefer length. I want it to really stab. You know what I mean?
I'm a cocaine guy.
Yeah. Are you? Okay. See, I like length. Joseph Skinta needs to tell everyone how he was able to get his, because it says his name and it shows his picture in my chat box here. Who is that? What's up, pimps? Who said that?
Adam Hamilton.
Who's Adam Hamilton? Who are you? Do I know you?
You do not see names?
No, I can't. I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Hey, bring Henry in. Can you bring Henry in?
Who's Henry?
Henry Driest.
Why are we bringing Henry in? He's going to get on here.
Hilarious. It'd be hilarious if we get Henry naked in that bed right now.
So
it'd be hilarious if he walked out that door.
Listen, you had me at Chris Riker or Ricci or whatever his name is, and we're standing here sitting looking at his door, and now you want me to bring Henry on. So who am I getting rid of? Am I getting rid of him?
To come through that door.
Henry might not want to even come on. Why are you always putting people on the spot? Someone should ask another question besides, do I prefer girth or length? I mean, I've got both, so I sent...
3 inches is huge.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I know? I don't know. The cold is on your head? Yes. The cold is on my head. This is very interesting live stream. Like, guys are asking really riveting questions like, the cold is on your head. Gilbert, do you prefer girth or length? Joseph Skinta said, I killed it. Somebody said, hey, that's Seth's office, which is clearly not Seth's office.
That is definitely not Seth's office.
Yeah. So, who wants to talk about that, Gilbert the cat can read? Wow. Anyone going to buy a simple? Hey, there's Chris. We're live. Hey, Chris. Chris, we're live on Facebook, just so you know. Yeah.
Oh.
So everyone, This is, am I going to say it right? Chris Ritchie?
Yeah, that's good.
Is that good or is that the way you say it?
No, that's the way you say it. Is Richie.
Okay.
The reason why I said it's good is because one of my brothers goes by the name of Richard, and one of the brothers goes by the name of Richie, and I go by the name of Richie.
Oh, so you guys like to differentiate each other's selves, huh?
It's a little dyslexic family.
Oh. So you are a window cleaning business owner, correct, sir?
Yeah, are you smoking in the house?
No,
Yes,
stop it.
I am.
Actually, his pants are on fire. He's not smoking. His pants are on fire.
Leah, Tim is smoking in the bedroom. That's so good. No, Chris doesn't smoke. He smokes ribs and briskets and stuff.
Yeah,
like that.
he learned from me.
Well, not really. But that's how me and Mark got to know each other.
Yes.
Well, see, that's what Mark kind of made me privy to before, this was a long time ago. Because I asked about you. I was like, man, is that guy really that, like, mean all the time? Or, oh, he's cool. He smokes meat, too. Because you were like, he
smokes meat.
Yeah. I've said a couple of things on there, and you've given me a scolding for, so. I deleted my post the other day because of Chris. He's like, dude, you don't want to do that.
I was proud of you. I really was.
Yeah. You were like, listen, man, you don't need to do that. And I'm like, you're right. Like, I just got scolded. I was like, yeah, he's right, man. That was childish. I was mad, and I shouldn't let people's words influence my actions and my behavior. I shouldn't let people do that to me. Sometimes, those guys were just after me. It was 20 hours of nonstop, just back and forth. And I should have just eliminated myself after the first 3 comments. I should have just left it alone. They weren't understanding what I was trying to say. It was like, I don't care that you dislike the gentleman. That's cool. My problem is why do you have to talk about it on my feed for the podcast? You could start another I don't like that dude fucking thread in the group. I'm cool with that. So, whatever. Mm-hmm. But Chris, so you are a window cleaner, correct? You own a window cleaning company, yes?
Yes.
Do you have men in your
I owned it
employ?
since 1984.
1984. You've been cleaning windows that long. Wow.
Yeah. Well, I do administration now.
Okay. Do you, what is your preferred method? Are you just whatever gets the job done?
Well, I'm into doing whatever gets the job done, but we have been traditional, and we pioneered some of the water-fed pole DI stuff in 1991.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
We
used to use the Tucker pole. The aluminum Tucker pole that was a 45-footer with an 18-inch brush, and we did like a hospital with it. But we had a dual tank bed system, cation and anion. So, and we put it on the back of a trailer. You probably maybe seen the picture on Facebook before. So we pioneered this. Yeah. People say that they've done water-fed poles since 1970. Well, yeah, you might have, but very few people ever did DI water-fed pole in the 80s or 90s.
Because it was like the tablets and stuff, right? Most guys
I didn't. Yeah, they did that. That's what they did because they thought that was the best way. But we found out that it wasn't. So me and David Ortiz pioneered this in 1991. We built our own trailers.
Man, you guys are old.
Thanks.
Yeah, it was old school.
Hey, Chris, thank you. Thank you, by the way,
man.
for pioneering that, because I love my water-fed pole.
So
it keeps me competitive with the big guys. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're a smaller company. It keeps me competitive. You know what I mean? And with the technology getting better and better as we go on with RHG and Reach It and all of these different companies, it's starting to get to the point where you can, bust out a lot of glass and have a really good finish. It's not a bad finish, So do I think a window cleaner can be ladderless? I do not feel that a window cleaner can be ladderless. No, that's just my personal opinion.
You have to learn traditional first. If you can learn traditional, then you can learn this.
Yeah.
And the main problem is that in my company, I don't let anyone use the water-fed pole, and we don't use the water-fed pole for everything. We only use the water-fed pole for when we can't reach it.
Right.
And the reason why we can't reach it is because maybe trees, or maybe it's a 4 stories, the ladder doesn't go tall enough. And my main thought is that whenever anyone, and I'm saying anyone, ever uses a water-fed pole, it's only, I would say 80% compared to nose to glass. And the reason why is because the contamination of the frames. And when you get a contaminated frame and it drips onto the glass, you automatically make a mark. It doesn't matter what kind of dirt is on there, or if it's oxidation from plastic frames, vinyl frames. It's just that's just what happens, And so we try to make it.
I personally, when I do things, I'll be honest, water-fed, I normally, first-time cleans are always by hand. It doesn't matter if I got to go rent a 45-foot lift or whatever. Yeah. It's always. And until I feel like I can clean the glass properly with a water-fed pole, I don't use it. You know what I'm saying? I'm a ladder first or lift first guy at all times. Water-fed pole, to me, is like you said, something. To me, it's more maintenance cleaning. I use my water-fed pole for maintenance cleanings, for things that I do frequently.
Guess what else nobody ever talks about on any group? This is what they do not talk about. How much soap buildup do you think's on the aluminum or on the vinyl? When you go use the water-fed pole, right. A lot,
a bunch,
and you can't get rid of all that in the first try.
No.
And then the owners are going, what are these drip downs? What's this splash? What's this little mark in the corner and all this stuff? You can't get rid of that. And even if you've done it 10 times in the last year, you still can't get rid of it and make it look perfect compared to nose to glass, but you have to educate the customer.
Right.
To let them know that this is the fact. We can't get this window, or we can't get these windows, or it's a lot less than spending $1,000 on a articulating boom lift. That can we please do it this way? And then we explain to them what happens. We explain to them just like going in a car wash. That's how we do our technical explanation.
Right. That's how I sell it. I know a lot of people don't like to sell it like that. You know what I mean? They want it to be like, oh, it's perfect, just like that. Doing it with a squeegee. No, it's not. It's just not. And I don't think it ever will be. I don't think there's nothing that can beat nose to glass. It's just nothing can beat that. It's just I hate to say that, you know what I mean, and ruffle feathers, but that's just the way that it is. I've done it long enough to know that. You know what I mean?
The true professional knows how to use all aspects of window cleaning, and the successful one knows where and when it works. If you've only educated yourself in pure water, you're not a window cleaner. If you refuse it, like a lot of people do. I did for a long time. I'm sure Chris, before the DI tanks and everything, it's hit or miss, and it's still hit or miss with DI tanks. Just like you said, you got a lot of contaminants, and you got frames, and you got environmental issues. But a well-rounded window cleaner knows where and when it's going to work, because they're not going to pay for better than it was. Anybody can give you better than it was.
But we're also when have you guys been in this window cleaning history? Have you ever seen a more innovating time for the products that are coming out?
Oh yeah.
So, who knows what we'll have in 5-10 years the way they're going. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah. This is the thing. This is the thing, though. If you look at it objectively, like Chris is doing right now, and being real honest about this, no matter what they do to whatever, there's still there's still contamination. There's nothing you can do about it. In the summertime around here, there's cottonwood blowing constantly off the lake. You got wet windows and blowing cottonwood right onto the windows that are drying. There's just nothing you can do about contaminants. There's pollutants in the air. It's just on a real sunny day, walk to the edge of a building and look straight up, so where the sun's not in the eyes, and you can see stuff blowing in the air. You can see it. Yeah. It's blowing in the air.
How about pine pollen?
Yeah, it's just everywhere.
To know about pine pollen.
Yeah, we get it really bad. Everything is yellow at certain times of the year.
Same thing.
Well, same thing here. I showed you that country club.
Be right back. Mm-hmm. You guys stock up a store. We'll be right back.
All right,
okay, Chris. that job I showed you, the country club, which is literally 50 yards off the beach, and the wind's blowing west. It's bringing all that salt. So if the windows stay wet for more than 10 minutes, those water droplets are contaminated.
Yeah.
and it shows up as
Right.
spots. So, there are ways to work around it on that exposure. We like to do it in the sun, believe it or not, so it dries quick and the salt doesn't stick. But it could be brutal with the wind and the sun. I mean, it's steaming up and drying faster than you can move the brush,
Right. Well, you just gotta, like I said, it's to me, like you said, you've just gotta be able to recognize the fact that you gotta be able to, do all aspects. You can't hop into cleaning windows and just, you know what, I'm gonna start cleaning windows. I'm a window cleaner. I've got a water-fed pole system. That's just, to me, that's just not the way to approach it.
How many times have you seen a pressure washer guy go out and spend
I hate to do this to
$5,000?
pressure washer dudes, but
yeah, but they do. They go out and spend.
But I'm with you on it.
$5,000.
Kansas City, Missouri enlightened me to that. To be quite honest with you, Kansas City, Missouri enlightened me to the fact that there are guys out there that will buy a pure water system and be like, I can clean windows, and then you get them out in the parking lot and they can barely put their pole together and shit. They don't.
Well, not only that, and then they give up. Then they give up because they charge someone for it, and it comes out bad, and then they're like, I give it up.
Man.
Yeah.
So what's up,
this
Chris?
didn't work out the way I thought it would.
It's like using a squeegee. The first time you ever put a squeegee in your hand, you have streaks all over, and then you have rubber marks, and you have all this stuff, and you're like, I was doing it like someone showed me.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw you YouTube video.
What did I miss, guys?
Nah, I'm just writing about water-fed poles.
Hey, Chris, would you ever use water-fed pole on a McDonald's or a Burger King or a Wendy's or a Church's Fried Chicken on the outside?
No.
Oh. Okay. I'm just wondering.
But here's what you guys missed.
Oh, that was awesome.
Well, I mean,
Look at
that's
you.
ridiculous. Scallops.
Scallops, that boy knows. Sorry, Mark, you guys don't get those down there.
We get them, dude. I'm right near the beach. We get scallops.
No, you don't.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
Mark has a private chef come in and cook for him. Mark's really rich.
Yeah. He's too rich. Chris, you go celebrate the 35th anniversary next year then?
For what? Say that again?
Next year will be, what, 35 years then in the business?
Yeah.
You guys have a party?
I'm going to figure out something.
Yeah.
That's
a
cool,
big
man.
day.
Guess what my new thought was? This is just an idea. You know how a lot of people try to give back to the community?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know how Black Friday's like this stupid day that everyone runs around and tries to buy all these things?
Yep.
And then we have Small Business Saturday, and then we have Cyber Monday.
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought I would try to get some of the social media in the town, like the news people, to come interview me, and I was going to give away all of my work on Cyber Monday. Give it away for free and donate it to a charity.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
And just tell the guys you're going to work, and if you get a tip, you get a tip.
Oh, that's cool.
Whatever they get, and I pay them still, but if you get a tip, great. And if they give you a lot of tip, great. But it's just a free thing, and I tell them to donate it to charity. And just give all my work, all the work away for one day.
Holy cow.
Well, the promotion you're going to get out of that is going to be tenfold over what you do. You know. Yeah.
And we have 6 trucks, and we'll have 12 guys running around.
Wow.
Dude, that's
a
cool,
lot.
man. That's a good idea.
That is cool. That is a good idea. That's good publicity
Hey,
too.
I'm sure we'll still be friends at the time, but either way, congratulations on coming up on 35 years and cleaning windows,
kid.
sir. That's awesome.
Well, thank
man.
you. Yeah.
That's really awesome.
We've done a lot. I'll just tell you that when I first started in 1984, a friend of mine came to me and said, "Hey, you want to buy my business?" I was like, "Oh, what do you have?" He goes, "I have a window cleaning company." And I said, "Oh, how much do you want for it?" $200. Oh,
$200.
what do I get for $200? He goes, "Well, you get this little one-line ad in the Dex Media phone book. Just one line, not even bold print. You have to remember, this is in the 84, you know.
Right.
So one little line in the ad. So I said, and what else do I get? He goes, well, that's all you get. I said, don't you have any accounts? He goes, well, I'm going to give up all my accounts, so I don't really have any accounts. I said, what do you mean? You can just take me in there and tell them that I'm going to do it. And he goes, well, I'm not sure if they'll want that. I said, well, let's go do it. Let's go try.
Yeah,
so he brought me into this.
Trying, right?
Right.
Yeah. So I gave him $200, and he brought me into 3 stores. One was this little restaurant, like, you know, it was called Sherry's Restaurant. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you guys don't have that, but like Cracker Barrel kind of.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. You heard that. So it was like a Cracker Barrel, but it's just a fast food, you know, Denny's would even be Denny's. You know, it brought me into that and brought me into a saw shop and then a 7-Eleven. And it was only once a month. And the Sherry's was every week and we did Sherry's. So think about doing Cracker Barrel in 1984 for $25 a week.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
nice.
And then we did like 7-Eleven. You know what a 7-Eleven is, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
They're all the same. We did 7-Elevens for $15 back then.
Yeah.
You know, and then this little saw shop was $10. But it was a way that I could get into trying to figure out a business, you know what I mean? So that's what we did. We just started our business, and then I said, how am I going to clean these windows? I don't even have any equipment. He goes, man, well, maybe you could borrow Jim's equipment. He knew a guy named Jim that had a bucket and a squeegee and a scrubber. And he never even went with me. And I had to figure this whole thing out on my own. And they didn't have YouTube out in 1984.
Right.
No.
You know?
Someone wants to know with or without the bars at 7-Eleven. Did the windows have bars?
No, it didn't have no bars at that time.
Hey, I want to tell you a funny story. And Chris, I know Chris.
Hey, wait a minute,
guys.
Hold on 1 second. Hey, guys, just so everyone knows that's watching this, I don't know who's asking or saying what, so when I'm clicking these comments up on the screen, the only person, I don't know if you got to register, click the link, I'm not sure, but for whatever reason, a lot of you guys aren't showing up on the screen as to who is saying what, so if you want to say something, like, hey, this is Joe. How times have changed. Anyways, but go ahead, Mark. You go ahead, buddy.
I found this funny because I know Chris for quite a while, and he is a giving person. We've never personally met, but in the way he speaks, and sometimes he will call me when he's either on the way to an estimate, which is always fun. I don't know why I'm attracted to it, but like he'll put the phone in his pocket and I'll listen to his spiel, you know, and he's very cordial and nice to the homeowners. It's generally houses when he does this, but so one day he's driving home. This is the guy
that stays on the phone while you're while he's doing it. Okay.
And I just sit in the back. I'm trying, you know, and he's like, you got to be quiet because I'm going to be talking to this lady, you know. And of course, in the background, I want to yell something, you know. But so one time he's driving home and he stops off at some place where he could get like day old bread and day old donuts and all this stuff from like a bakery, right, Chris?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So as he's driving and he's talking to me in his car, so I know I'm synced into the Bluetooth, he goes, hang on a minute, Mark, and he pulls up to a red light and he finds a homeless man and he says to the guy, hey man, do you want some rolls? I got some rolls here, and he starts handing him rolls, right? So now I'm on the Bluetooth in his car and I could hear the windows down and the guy's thanking him and everything. And I'm saying, that's really nice. But then I start yelling out, hey, man, he's got donuts in there, too.
Don't let him get away without giving he's keeping the donuts. Don't let him get away with the donuts, man.
But Chris is a very giving individual, not only of his knowledge, but to his community. And that's one thing that when I speak with Chris, it's always good to hear that there are some really good people out there.
Right.
Thank you, Mark.
You're welcome, Chris.
That was a good story.
So what kind of I might as well let's get down to brass tacks, Chris. What's your favorite kind of water-fed pole and brush? Since we're talking about water-fed poles, then we'll get to squeegee and washer.
Yeah.
My favorite kind of water-fed pole is. Have you ever? No, I better not. better not go there.
What? All right.
Okay, here's the deal. I personally think no one has made it yet my favorite. And the reason why is because they're all floppy noodles.
Okay.
I want something that's going to work. I enjoy the 4-foot pole that can extend out to 25 feet. That's enjoyable. But when you go beyond 25 feet, it is a floppy noodle. And I have not found anything rigid enough. Yeah, they come out with this section A, section C, or whatever. You know, one person might say ours works better than the other. But I've never had one in my hand except for a Tucker aluminum pole with the number 1 pole down that has been rigid enough that will work at 45 feet, and you feel like you're really getting, the work done.
A scrub on the glass.
Yeah. But it's just, I mean...
I agree. I agree. I have a Mini with all of the plus sections, and it's rigid. It's way rigid than most of the other poles I've owned, but it's still, and I've yet to try the tactical. I was in Kansas City. I didn't try it. The super high mod one that they came out with. I haven't tried one of those, but I agree. I'm of the mind that at a certain height, I think outside of 3 stories, you're really not really. I mean,
you got to have control.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough to clean the glass at height.
Here's the deal. When you're above 3 stories and you're at the 4th story, it's all about where the scrub is and the rinse is when it's finally done. If you take that water and bring it above the top of the frame at 4 stories, you just contaminated your glass. And you're going to see rundowns.
Yep.
You can't get rid of it, so you can't. So, I mean, I have Reach It, don't get me wrong. I have some other kinds. I have a Tory. I would like to get the OV8. What's it called? The OV8 in my hand. Yeah, I was thinking about calling it maybe Ogres.
No, it makes that brand.
Yeah. That's the name of That's the name of OV8. It's OVA. It's OVA. OVA-8. It's an oval pole. The only thing I don't like about it is the brush system is proprietary.
Oh, well, yeah. I don't know nothing about it. I've never seen it, but I'm thinking that maybe with longer sides, you know what I mean? Longer sides and narrower front and back might make pull more rigid, but I don't know that. I've never tried it.
Let me interject for 1 second, okay? Here's the thing. When you talk about the Tucker pole collapsed, okay, with that top section, it's very rigid, and that's because the top section is collapsed. Everybody wants to make a pole that weighs 6 pounds and goes 50 feet. Everybody wants to make a pole. So, that said, if you take a pole that can reach 70 feet and use it at 45 to 50 feet, then you're going to get what you want, but it's going to be heavier. So at this point, my opinion is, okay, in order to get, and I'm not an engineer, but in order to get that stiff pole you're talking about, you've got to have weight, and they've got to increase the wall diameter of the tubing, which is going to add weight, but it's going to make it rigid.
Eventually, window cleaners are going to have to man up. Everyone's with a water-fed pole these days that are manufacturing water-fed poles. I'm not saying they're all not window cleaners, but some of them, I don't know if they're cleaning windows a lot or not, but you got to add a little weight to them. They're getting too light.
Well, Chris knows this. Chris knows this. When you took that 45-foot Tucker pole and stretched it to 40 feet with the overlap and leaned it on the glass, the brushes immediately splay because of the weight of the pole.
Exactly.
Yes.
That's what needs to come back.
As unwieldy as my fiberglass pole used to be, when I laid that brush on the glass, it was whoosh. You know what I mean? It was heavy as shit, but it got a really good clean on the glass. Now, if you could get in the middle ground there, like some guys will be like, well, it's all about the bristles, and you got to design the brush to splay on the glass properly. It's still, even if it's just engineering it to splay doesn't necessarily mean it's going to clean right.
How many of you have stretched your poles out, carbon fiber, up to 3-4 stories, and on the downstroke, when you go up and you go down, that brush actually comes off of the glass.
Off the glass, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
You've
that's
got to
not
put
cleaning.
You've got to put some downforce, some pressure. You actually got to bow the pole a little bit against the glass to get it to. So I just think a little bit of weight in the poles. They need to reverse their engineering thought process on this instead of like I made the lightest pole ever. Yeah, all right. If I've got a pole, like what? How much do poles weigh right now? Like some guy, you know what I mean?
6 to 8 pounds.
6 to
Between
8
6 and 8 pounds. Yeah.
So you mean to tell me that a 12-pound pole is going to be too heavy? Is that what everyone's trying to tell me? You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's 12 pounds. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All of my poles, I don't use a manufacturer brush. Mm-hmm. I find out who has the best brush, and I use that brush on all my poles. The brush I love the most so far is the Unger green one.
The radius brush.
It's the radius brush. That one is the best that I've seen so far, and I'll put it on all my poles because the Reach It brush has not enough needles in it, or
bristles.
Bristles in it, because it just flops, and then those bristles are super thin. And this has to do with the other manufacturer's Tucker brush is the same, has a thin bristle. And the reason what happens is when you start rubbing it on the glass and you rub it up against the aluminum frame, well, what happens is those bristles start getting curled. It's like taking a pair of scissors and running it on your hair, like the length of your hair. You'll curl your hair, and that's the same thing. You heat up those bristles, and they start curling on you. Yeah. And when you don't have a lot of bristles, then you only have a few bristles. Then they start curling a lot, and that's what happened with the first generation of Reach It.
Well, I think I've been using the window weapon now for a week and a half, and I think that he may be on to something with the pads thing. I know the bristles are nice. The window weapon. He's come out with it's like the bronze brush, but with different pads. And that white non-scratch pad with some water, with some DI water, is badass. Badass. I like it a lot. We actually have a question. I don't want to miss this question. So I'm just going to ask it real quick, and then you guys can answer. But it's Adam again. He said, thinking of screen repairs next year, how do you guys transport them back and forth? A trailer or in the back of the truck? When I do screen repair, I normally do it on site.
Yeah, we have a 5 foot by 9 foot screen table at our warehouse. So we have a warehouse, and we transport them in the ND200s. That's a Nissan truck, or all of our trucks have canopies on them because we live in a cold country. So we transport them in the truck, or we transport them back to the office, and we charge between $30 and $35 per screen to rescreen. And then that includes bringing it back to the customer, and they're just really grateful. We look at it like this. We might not make very much money on a screen repair, but we just earned a customer. And that customer is going to talk about us. And we just earned advertisement. So what people don't understand is people don't understand that I want to make money. I want to make money. Well, think of it. Their word is money. And when they start going to tell their friend about it, then you just made more money. So why not give up a little bit of your money to make a friend to tell another friend?
Yeah, I've never put it on video or anything, but I actually have. In the summertime, during screen season, I actually have a platform in the bed of my truck that rolls. It slides out. My cousin made it for me. It's just like a portable screen table. That's really all it is. I just bang them right out in the driveway.
Yeah, that's really good. We just don't
have you ever seen those toolboxes that lay in the bed of a truck that slide out? I seen it like an old when I was a carpenter. One of the old guys, one of the journeyman carpenters, the bed of his truck, he had one of those slide out toolboxes that he made himself. That's where I got the idea from. So I just
how many guys do you have working for you?
Just one.
Just one. See, we got 12 guys working for us, so we can't just tell the guys to make screens out in the industry, and I can't just go. So I have to say, okay, what's the best for the company?
Right.
You know, but your idea is way more profitable than my idea.
But
it's only going to work. Go ahead.
Nothing but if you get one truck doing nothing but mobile screen repair, especially down here or in Columbus, oh dude, it'd blow up. It was
around here. There's a lot of houses with big trees around them. They're right on the lake, and the branches get blown down and screens get blown out constantly. And I don't necessarily. I price my screens out like he said. I've always taken the approach to screens that I'm not going to make a bunch of money doing screens, but if I can clean their windows and fix the screen and put it back in, they're going to tell their neighbor, like, this dude cleaned my windows and fixed my screen and put it right back in, like, you know, all at once. You know what I mean? That has gotten me a lot of repeat business and a lot of, like he says, people will really appreciate that. You know what I mean? I try not to price myself out of it, you know what I mean, to the point where, you know, I make enough to resupply the truck, and, you know, put a couple bucks in my pocket. It's more of a complimentary service than a money-making scheme. I mean, of course, if you're gonna rescreen a whole house, you know, you're going to make some money. You know what I mean? But if you're just doing it, one or two screens are here, that is just complimentary. It's just something else another diamond in your ring, is to me, in my opinion. But that's just me.
You ever had a truck going and doing screens all day? I mean, doing a screen takes the same amount of time as doing a window, except you're getting $25, $30, you're clearing, you know, $20 profit. You know what I mean?
As long as you're good at it. A lot of guys can't screen.
Very, very true.
Yeah.
Well, I will tell you a couple things about our company.
Mm-hmm.
One thing we believe in is we believe in that we want to make the most profit in the shortest amount of space. And what that means is we try to do massive commercial work. And if we get a commercial job at, like, let's say XYZ Street, and we want to get 10 more within 3 football fields. That's what we want to do. And if we get 10 more within 3 football fields, then we're making the same amount of money a guy that's working in a house. So, and the other thing is, we look at it like reoccurring cash flow. Reoccurring cash flow is very important. It's all about how much did you have to pay to acquire that customer.
Right.
If you have to pay a lot of money to acquire that customer, and your time is your money, if you travel an hour to a guy's house to give him an estimate, that's an hour's worth of your time. That means it costs you $65 to acquire that customer. So we look at it like this, that we want to pay the least amount of money to acquire a customer, and if we can do reoccurring cash flow, then we are accruing more customers in a short cycle where we can do it as much as we can within 1 month, and then go back there and do it again. Then the other thing that we think is really cool is that the longevity of being in business for 35 years. Someone that's been in business for 1 year has maybe so many customers, but when we have 35 years worth of customers, they have a word of mouth of 35 years worth of customers, and then we have this reoccurring customer base that is within the residential. And that's what helps us generate enough business to keep our guys working through the winter time.
Right.
So we live in a very cold climate, so most guys will lose their window cleaners within
where do you live?
the short amount of time.
Can you tell us what state you live in?
Oh, I can't tell you that. No, just kidding. We live in Oregon.
Oh, okay.
We live in Bend.
Okay, yeah.
We live in Bend.
Well, I'm in Ohio, right on the lake, right across from Canada. So, you know, I feel you on it sucks in the wintertime. Yeah. It's rough out here. It's rough out here. Yeah. You've got to really get your ducks in a row in a cold climate. You got to be about your business. Because if you're not, you're going to be working a part-time job in the winter.
Man,
a lot of these guys around here.
I pick up the most in the wintertime, man. Yeah.
The other the last thing that's my motto is that I think when I don't have work, I don't send my guys home. I just go look for more work. Because I'm willing, when I'm growing a business, and like you, TJ, you have just one guy, you just might as well just let that guy do all the work all day long, and you go find another job until you can get enough jobs that you and him can work. Versus these guys, what they do is they fire their guys or lay their guys off when they don't have them to work. Well,
I'll
why
tell
aren't you
you
washing
what-
windows? Why aren't you out looking for work for your
I'll
guys?
tell you what I did. I didn't employ anyone until I had enough business for two guys to do anyway. You know what I mean?
That's
That was
it.
just, I ground it out and killed myself till I was, built it up enough to take care of myself. I don't want to bring someone on and employ them and then be like, well, I don't have enough work now. See you later. I didn't want to do that because it's happened to me before. You know what I mean? Before I took this business over, I cleaned windows for the guy that owned it, and he didn't have enough business. I was bringing home like $75, $100 paychecks around the holidays. That's terrible. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The business was not there. But once I took over, I had, in one season, I had already got myself to where in the wintertime I was scrambling to get things done alone. So I built it up to get, I did it like, I told Mark and Tim, I was like, man, I'm going to, like, what was it just this past spring? I was like, man, I'm going to have to hire somebody. Man, I'm going to have to hire somebody. And Mark's like, just hire somebody, dude. And then I hired somebody, and at that point, when I started bidding jobs, I'm like, now I need to hustle. Now I need to hustle. Now I need to Facebook ads. Now every call is a good call. I'm going to, whatever. And I tried to really hammer my area. Just hammer it. Just hammer my area. Not go. I get calls out of town, but like you said, driving 35, 40 minutes one way or back and forth to get a job is just at your diminishing returns. Now, if I start to get saturated in my market, I'll start to reach out a little bit further, but stick home and stick close to home and get as much work as you possibly can before you start hiring people and shit, because once you start hiring people, it's going to get around that, like, oh, this guy's not going to keep you on, or this guy's not a good employer, or, you know what I mean? People are, especially with what we do, I mean, you're going to get someone wet behind the ears maybe, then you're going to have to train, but anyone experienced is going to be like, they're going to know who you are after a while. Like, this guy don't keep nobody on. You don't want to get that reputation. So.
The other thing is you have to remember, TJ, we live in a county that has 130,000 people. Okay? And the county is approximately, I would say, 75 miles by 150 miles.
Uh-huh.
So our county is very small, doesn't have a lot of people, so we service this one place that's 45 minutes away, and we do probably 40 route jobs there once a month there. And so our goal is to build up the reoccurring cash flow for the wintertime to keep the guys working, so that when the spring and summertime comes, we have our guys in place and we're ready to go.
You have experienced window cleaners to pull off these tasks in a timely and professional manner with great results. And if you got to be hired and training somebody every season, you're always behind the 8 ball, man.
The other thing is, in the summertime, we do approximately 750 stops a month.
Wow.
And in the wintertime, okay, we do between 450 and 500 stops a month.
Wow.
Jeez,
man.
That tells
nice.
you.
Yeah, dude.
That tells you what we have to have. We have to have the manpower to do it. Right now, we just got hired to do. I was telling Mark, we just got hired to do this gutter. This guy offered me gutters to clean gutters.
Mm-hmm.
Over 600 homes we have to clean these gutters.
Wow.
Well,
Paul Rawson just asked a question about what are some of your guys' favorite upsells. And he just, Chris just ran right into that without even knowing. Gutters is a good upsell.
Gutters.
Yeah, gutter screen repair is a good upsell for me. I know people who laugh at this. Cleaning screens is a good upsell.
Mirrors,
chandeliers, mirrors, blinds. I usually do, like, on some of the homes that I do, a lot of the homes that I do are big custom homes on the lake, and they got giant, ridiculous bathrooms with huge-ass mirrors. I usually do the mirrors in the master bathroom for free, whether they ask me to or not. You know what I mean? It's only gotten me in trouble one time. They're like, dude, why'd you move all my stuff? I'm like, I just cleaned your mirror. I wish you would have asked me first. I'm like, oh, my bad. So after that happened, I usually throw a mirror in. You know what I mean? Old ladies really like their mirrors clean. They really, really like that. You know what I mean? And then they tell their old lady, because there's a lot of retirement communities around here, and I do these little condos, you know, where there's 2 condos put together and 2 old ladies side by side. I do a senior citizen. They're probably, if it was a younger person, I'd probably charge $100. I do them for $65. They take me like 25 minutes to do, and we bang them. We bang them out. You know what I mean? Because this lady, I do it for hers. I did her mirror. She's like, "Oh, he's such a sweetheart. He did my mirror." Boom, boom. Just keep going, keep going, keep going. I just all the way around the block. It's just so. It's you know.
No, I know. That's the word of mouth that I'm trying to tell people when sometimes these guys in these forums, you know, they get all pissed off because they say, I'm charging $750 to this house, and the guy's all pissed off at me. He wants me to lower my price because I'm $50 an hour. And then he says, and I need money. I got to pay rent, and I have a family and kids. And I'm thinking, well, dude, if you have rent, family, and kids, lower your price, and you get as much work as you can, and then you'll have enough work. And you got all these other guys complaining, going, we don't lower our prices. Well, you don't have to go back and do the house again. You just need money now.
Right.
Now. Lower your price.
Right. Yeah. I don't bid jobs to get rich off of them. I bid jobs to do them a lot. You know what I mean? Like, if I go and bid, like a lot of these houses, if you are approaching window cleaning bids with the mindset that, like, I'm about to go and buy me some new rims for my truck, I'm gonna charge $1,000 for this one. This guy's got money. Well, I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna bid it, and then I'm gonna do it in the spring. I'm gonna do it in the summer, and then I'm gonna do it in the fall, and I'm gonna make that money anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
After the first time I clean it, it's going to get easier and easier every time I do it. And I'm going to be banging these out. And you're going to be like, dude, I can't get no work. And I'm just going to be like, yo, I'm just cashing checks, buddy. You know, you can't bid jobs. You can't bid jobs to get rich off of each one. Of course, there's circumstances. There's circumstances where there's extra labor involved. You can't go in and be like, you got to scrape all these windows down and clean all these cobwebs, and there's screen burn on the glass, and I'm only going to charge $100 for that. That's ridiculous. But within reason, just because the house looks like the guy can afford $1,000 doesn't mean he wants to pay that shit every time you're there.
Right.
Well,
think about
a lot
it.
of people like that have money because they don't.
I'm not saying you should be cheap. But don't try to get rich off of every job. Approach it like you want to do this job more than one time, because I can assure you, if you keep a competitive price with the other guys in your area, you, instead of trying to get rich, I'm going to tack a hundy on this one or $200 on this one because this guy can afford it. You're not going to do that house but one time. He's going to find somebody that's going to do it. Somebody else is going to do it cheaper and do it more than once, and he's going to be there every season.
My prices are set, dude. So.
Yeah. So it's just, it is what it is. I go in. No, I have a fixed price for my jobs. I kind of keep to that. I'm not going to explain because you never know when the competition's listening. But
mine's on the website, sure-shine.com. You can check my prices anytime.
Right. Tim's really transparent with it. Me, it's a little more competitive in my area with what I'm doing. You know what I mean? And I'm kind of like this to the chest. I got some dudes watching me.
I look at it like this. Longevity is going to get you a lot of customers.
Oh, yeah.
It isn't trying to make the most amount of money as fast as you can because you're not going to have the job next time.
Yep.
That person's just going to be like, what? Are you serious? You're the neighbor saying, I got it cheaper. Who do you use? Oh, I use this company. Boom, you're just gone.
You're done. That's it.
So why not just give them a good, fair price? You sit down and think about it. If you were an electrician by trade, you're only going to make $35 an hour at the most, plus medical benefits. And that electrician's only going to give you 40 hours a week, and you don't have to go look for any work. Well, when you try to make a job at $50 an hour, $60 an hour, 70, 80, whatever, whatever the price is, you have to remember that most of those people have to take 20 or maybe 30%, I'm saying 20% maybe of their time to go find that job, or to build that job, or to collect money on that job, or to turn in the deposit on that job. So you have to give that away too. So why not just charge just a normal price that everyone's happy, and then you can just keep on working for that customer for years and years and years.
Right.
Well, the thing is, on the Facebook pages, someone will post a picture of a job and say, how much would you get for this? And that's the most idiotic thing, because everybody's market's a little different. But I would get $500 for it, you might get $1,000 for. Okay? But at the same time, like Chris said, if you're fair and you build up a loyal customer, that's worth more than squeezing them a little more. I mean, I go onto I'm not a residential guy, but I have a couple of estate homes on the island of Palm Beach that go every week. And one of the owners that I still work for says, your price is a lot less than anyone else, and only because I know the buildings you do, I know you can handle my house. I said, but if I can do your house in half the time, and it's acceptable, and it looks great, I don't base my prices on your zip code or what you paid for this house.
Right.
And so, you want me to move in here and spend 8 hours, or I can do it with my crew and we're out of here in 2? You know what I'm saying? And that's the way we do it. And people see these, $30 million. Chris knows. I showed him a house I just did was $43 million, right, Chris? It was something like that. The
address was
no. But it was 14,500 square foot, okay? And it was worth $43 million. And my price per hour was the same on that house than it would be for washing a Subway restaurant.
Right. Yes.
Yeah.
You can't.
That's the deal. Why not just? That's the fact. You're just making money. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And you're trying to pay your family, go take a vacation, build a hot rod once in a while. Get your kids dirty in the mud. There's just things.
Right.
Right.
I cannot agree more, man. That's the way I've approached this since I took over the business 5 years ago now. 5 years ago now. And that's the way I've approached it. I'm not trying to get rich off of one job. I'm trying to do a lot of jobs a lot of times. You know what I mean? And you can't get rich off of them all, man. You just can't. You can't do that. It's not a good business model. Like Tim's prices, I think are good, and from what I've seen on his website, we're kind of close in pricing.
I think go visit his website and have him come to an estimate.
Yeah, he doesn't do estimates.
I don't do estimates.
He doesn't run out. Tim doesn't run short of work. You know what I mean? So I'm more of the type of person, like a lot of people, like when I said this in earlier episodes of the podcast, like most of my customers I've had our company Clearviews has had over 10 years. You know what I mean? A lot of these people I've been, they've seen my kids grow up. You know what I mean? Like Marcus said that too. There's a reason for that, because you're offering a good service at a fair price. And if you get into the fact where, like, I know some guys are like, I'm a super detailed window cleaner and we do all of it. I charge $1 gajillion. And then you don't, that shit don't work, man. Yeah. You're going to price yourself out of work.
Yeah. Like, remember how I told you we do like 750 stops in the summertime?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Well, I have some jobs, seriously, that are 30 years old, and I've been doing them once a month.
Wow, that's awesome, man. That tells you right there. That shows you.
You know what I mean? But I have a lot of them that are 20 years old, and a whole bunch that are 10 years old.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I have a few jobs that are 30 years old that I've been doing once a month for 30 years.
A lot of these customers that I'm talking about that have had this for this amount of time, they tell me all the time, oh, there's another guy in town trying to clean the windows. I'm like, oh, really? And they're like, hey, well, we told him we had a guy for like 10 years. And he's like, oh, you know what I mean? And this guy, like I showed Mark and Tim one day, this guy come in and bid this storefront that I've been doing for 10 years. It's a lawyer's office. It's 3 windows and a door, and this guy $45 for this job, and it's just like, I mean, I do it for $25. It takes me literally like 5 minutes to do this job. I know. And I just $45. I mean, are you serious, dude? What are you trying to do? Like one job a day?
You know why he has to charge $45?
I know, I do not.
His time.
Broke.
No, it's because of the football field situation.
Yeah.
How many jobs does he have within one football field? When he has to pack up and leave, and it takes another hour to actually drive to this lawyer's place and then drive to the next job, he has to get $45. If you have 10 jobs within a football field, then it's super easy to make a couple $100 with one stop.
Right.
Yeah. Chris is right. Let me tell you one thing. Back when I worked with my dad in the early 90s, mid-90s, we had Blockbuster video stores in 3 counties. It was 120-something stores. The total amount for window cleaning, awning cleaning, and pressure cleaning, which was all split up. Windows were once a month, awnings quarterly, and sidewalks were bi-monthly. Was about $8,000 a month. Sounds like a lot of money, but it's a lot of stores and a lot of travel. So I said to my father, "Are we going to make any money on this?" He says, "Well, you have to look at it like this," and this goes back to Chris's football field analogy. It's going to put us in 125 shopping centers that we're not in right now. So while we're there doing the blockbusters, we need to go soliciting. And that's what we did. Built up in every center that had a blockbuster if they weren't freestanding, so that it made it more worth your while to travel the distance. And some of those blockbusters are long since gone. We still have route work in the centers where Blockbuster used to be.
Right. So let's throw out a trivia question.
Okay.
Okay.
Everyone listening, how many people do we have on this Facebook Live?
We had about 10, but now it's down to 3.
Okay. Here's the trivia for the 3 and us and you 3. How many Blockbuster video stores are there left, and where are they in the United States?
There's one, and it's in Oregon.
Yeah.
Do you know where it's at in Oregon?
In your backyard.
Yeah. It's in my city. It's the only Blockbuster in the United States.
Really?
Mark wins. Yeah, Mark wins. He wins.
What does Mark win?
We're going to get him a new Bob.
Hey, Chris, have you tried Gunslinger yet?
Yeah, I tried it.
You like them?
I think it's okay. I still think it's a little low on you.
Yeah, they're working on that, but yeah.
Yeah. But I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
So let me tell you one thing I hate about bucket on a belt. Is the bucket on the belt, the rubber rubs up against the plastic and it puts some mar in it, and then you gotta throw the rubber away.
Yeah.
Not on the
That's the number one thing I hate.
Not on the
What?
Gunslinger.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah. And one of my guys started using the pour spout to put a squeegee in.
Yeah.
So I had to tell him, you don't put the squeegee in there.
So for Paul and Adam, we were talking about I sell windows packages, so I sell council windows. So my wife who runs the office, she's pretty good about going with the customer and talking through their windows, counting windows with them on the phone, and just give them a guesstimate. And then we always do the final. When we get to each house, we go to each house sight unseen. We never see a house before we go there unless we've done it before. So when we get to the house, we actually do the walk-through customer count. And we agree on the price, and then we do the job. So that's how I get it.
Guys, you have working for you.
It's me and Joey and Chris, and then we had a guy get hurt in the spring, so he still hasn't been back. So I don't even know if he'll make it back this year.
So there's 3.
Yeah, and then my wife and her office help. They do like cleaning, construction cleanup, cleaning on the side.
Our office now, I'm just going to tell you the truth that I would say over 90% of the time, the customer just wants me to sign them up.
Yeah.
We don't have to go to their house, but I will go to the house and I'll go talk to them because I have time on my hands. I'm doing administration.
Right.
So I can just go and talk to them, or I can talk to them on the phone, and tell them, because when you've been in the town long enough, you know what the east side of the town looks like. You know what the north side looks like. You know what's on this street. You know what's on that street. And I've been in this town since 1972, so I know every back road and every kind of houses around.
Yeah.
So it's super easy to tell someone, yeah, it's going to be between $350 and $450, or $350 and $400. You know what I mean? And they say, okay, well, that sounds fair. You know? And then when we get to the house, we tell them exactly what it is.
Right.
Is there a lot of growth in your town, Chris?
There's extremely a lot of growth right now. Extremely a lot.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. A lot.
Man. I mean, this is pretty cool. I mean, I don't know how this sounds, how the recording sounds on Facebook Live. I don't know if it sounds like crap or not. But this has been pretty cool, though, I think. Maybe if we can figure out everything. I don't know. Maybe somebody could tell us in the chat what it sounds like.
Well, I know that just by listening to all you guys, TJ is the loudest. Maybe I'm louder than TJ, but TJ is the loudest. Tim's the quietest. No, Mark's the quietest because he doesn't talk.
Yeah. all of a sudden, Mark doesn't talk. Like, all of a sudden...
Right.
We need to have Chris on more often because Mark won't talk then.
No, see, Chris and I talk, usually a couple times a month, but seeing his...
A couple times a month, you freaking liar.
Bite your tongue. Yeah. How many times do you call me and go, hey, I gotta go, I'll call you right back, and I don't hear from you for 3 weeks, and I just laugh.
Me and Mark talk at least once a week.
Yeah, probably once a week. But
so does Mark send you does Mark send you shower farts and stuff or no? Because I get a shower fart from Mark almost every morning, but it died off for a couple weeks, and I was kind of disappointed. I'm like, this dude just doesn't like me anymore.
Mark knows if he goes there, I won't put up with it.
Like, listen, dude, you're not farting on me, dude. I'm not a fart sponge.
Hey, Mark, tell him about the sandpaper.
Sandpaper? What do you mean?
Yeah. Tell him about the escapade about finding sandpaper.
Oh, my. Well, this goes back.
This is a pretty good one.
4 or 5 years, Chris? 4 or 5 years? Many years.
4 years.
We had found this specific brand of abrasive paper, of a silicon carbide paper that was really good with glass restoration. And the problem was,
how's it now, guys? Go ahead, keep going, Mark.
Yeah, the problem is that it wasn't sold in this country. It was made in Korea, and you could get it through Australia. So we had a buddy over there that was sending it over, but when you buy 100 sheets of paper, it's heavy. So shipping something from Australia to here, you pay more in shipping than what you would pay for the material. You understand?
Yep.
And I found a way to make this abrasive work really well in glass restoration. And my buddy over there was sending it over on occasion. And long story short, the company was going out of business. And they were selling it at a store called Bunnings, which is their equivalent of Home Depot or Lowe's. And Bunnings was selling it, and that's where my buddy was getting it. Well, Bunnings stopped selling it because the manufacturer was going out of business. Well, next thing I know, Chris calls me, and I don't know how he pulled this off, but he got a hold of some Korean woman in the factory, okay, and he says, you got to call this lady. It's going to cost you like $500 and then shipping, but she's going to send you how much? Like 5,000 sheets of this paper, right? Right.
More.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was a lot.
Yeah, it was over 5,000 sheets, and I'm like, this just. I trusted Chris, but I was like, I'm speaking to a woman who's in broken English. She wants me to wire money across the country, and it's significant money because it was $500 for the paper and then probably another $500 to $700 for shipping. And I'm like, I just got a bad feeling about this. And I talked to Chris over and over, and he goes, I'm telling you, it's the real deal. She's going to come through. And I don't know if the lady took a hand truck and brought it out the back door, but about 2 weeks after I sent her the money, I come home, and there's practically a pallet on my front porch of this paper. Yeah, and I don't know, Chris, how you ever pulled that off, but it is greatly appreciated. I still have You know, my wife is like, you turn the linen closet into a sandpaper. I mean, I have literally hundreds of pounds of it stacked up in the linen closet, and she's like, put that out in the shop. And I'm like, it has to stay in a cool environment because it will not last out in the humidity that we have. So, yeah, Chris, I never figured out how you made that contact, but when he puts his mind to something, he's in it.
Well, guys, I just want to check you. So this has been echoing the whole time.
Really?
I wish someone would have said something. And
yeah.
And we went an hour and 15 minutes with an echo. So I want you guys, I don't know how quick the response is going to be, but everyone says there's not an echo now. So I'm going to change it back to the way it was, and I want everyone to tell me if there's an echo again. So I just changed it again. So we'll see. I think I figured it out. If there's echo now, I would like people to tell me that there's echo now. So
am I echoing now? How am I doing?
Yeah.
Echo.
Yeah. How do you sound?
I don't know. I'm not watching it
on
Facebook.
The Facebook.
Yeah.
It's about 20-second delay.
Oh. That's because they don't want any
I think I figured it out. This program, I want everyone to know, just before we started this, I dropped a little bit of coin on this program so we could Skype live to Facebook or YouTube or wherever we wanted to Skype live, because we want to do one live radio. We want to do one live show a month. So I bought it and downloaded it like 5 minutes before we started, and I've just been messing with it this whole time. So I think I've got it figured out. The system audio, the Skype audio, and my audio was all going at the same time. So the output on it, you guys were getting double output. So you were getting Skype audio, my audio, which is the Skype audio, is the three gentlemen I'm with, my audio, and then the system audio was also playing. So you're getting double.
Yeah.
So that's why there should be no echo anymore, though. The echo should be gone now.
Cool. Yeah, I don't know. I can't hear it. I'm not on Facebook.
Yeah, you're not on Facebook, but there's a live chat box here. That's where I'm getting all these questions from.
Oh, cool.
So,
any interesting questions?
We answered most of them. I mean, I've been trying to add them in as we were going. But yeah, it's. We've answered them all. Yeah, everyone's questions have been answered so far. Are there any more questions that anyone we have?
Yeah, I have a question for Chris. So, Chris, it's 35 years in business. What do you see for your future as far as how much you obviously doing administrative, and I know you go out and look at a lot of accounts, and you have a passion to run your business. So what's the plan for the next 10 years? Keep riding the wave as long as you want to?
Well, I told myself in like 1990, I was going to try to retire when I'm 58.
Okay.
So I'm just riding the wave, having fun, working hard, building the company. And I told my guys, who was ever with me till the end, is going to have part of the business.
Sure. Well, you got to take care of those who take care of you. That's a given,
So that's my deal. I'd like to someday, maybe do something different, because when you've done something all your life, you've been a postman for 30 years. I mean,
yeah.
You were a postman?
No.
It says if you were.
Oh.
Well, let me tell you.
I was going to say that'd be cool. My cousin's a postman.
Tim and TJ might not. Well, I think I mentioned it earlier, but Chris is a huge beer connoisseur, and he actually makes his own beer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. True.
I mean, Tim. Yeah. My friend Tim is also a beer connoisseur. I don't know if anyone is. Well, Chris is probably like, that's not beer, dude.
Hey, I want to tell you what.
Yes, sir.
Okay, here's the deal. I just turned on the Facebook Live Messenger on Facebook.
Yeah.
And it sounds good.
Good. You got it straightened out then.
The
We got
volume
it
is
straightened out
good.
then. Now we know what to do. So next month when we do or next time we do a live feed, we will we know how to do it now. The only thing is I have to figure out how to get this off of Facebook and upload it so people can listen to it while they're working.
I know how to do that.
Do you know how to do that? Well, I'm sure I could figure it out, but I normally record every Skype call. But for whatever reason, the same company that I bought the recording software from also makes the live software. For some reason, it's not interfacing. So I got to figure that out. I don't know if maybe the system audio and maybe there's too much audio output going on, and that's why it wouldn't record it. So we'll find out next time. Next time.
Okay.
Next time.
Yeah.
So, hey,
Yeah.
you know what? We can't do a show. I don't really have anything right now, but we can't do a show without me saying it. And you live in Oregon. Do you believe in Bigfoot, Chris? Because you don't believe in Bigfoot. You've never seen a Bigfoot's. All those woods, you're telling me there's no Bigfoot in it.
That's blasphemy, man.
Yeah. No.
Have you not read?
I mean, I
Harry?
still think you're cool, but I don't like the fact that you don't believe in Bigfoot.
Okay, I believe in Bigfoot.
No, you already said you didn't. And I believe that your first answer is the right one. You know, I believe that's what you honestly feel, but which is fine, I guess. You know, like I said, you still seem like a nice guy.
Hey, Chris, you ever see any UFOs over there?
Never.
Come on, you don't believe in Bigfoot or UFOs. So that big rock that CNN is, TJ's Bigfoot. I am Bigfoot. So those big, that big rock that they've got all over CNN right now that they're saying could be an alien probe. You don't think that's legit? I mean, it's on CNN, dude. It's got to be real, right?
I mean, it is.
I look at it like this. We just can't believe everything we hear.
Hey, that's blasphemy. That's CNN. Don't be a sheep.
Yeah, I don't go there. Nope.
Does anyone? Do you guys ever see where you rank on Google and places like Yelp to see where you are on a constant basis?
I'm not on any of that. Chris, I don't think you are either. Are you on that?
Isn't it?
You mean like reviews?
Chris,
Yeah.
Someone said Chris looks like he was abducted and probed.
That's Jacob.
Is it?
Jacob Dell.
Let's see who
Jacob
said
Dell?
Jacob
Jacob
Oh,
Dell.
that's it. Tell Jacob he's in big trouble.
Trust me, I think he heard you.
He'll hear it in about 20 seconds.
Dude, I'll be honest with you, man. I tried the whole Google business dealio thingy, and it's a complete and utter nightmare. It's a nightmare. To even get any of that straight with Google is just, it's almost nearly impossible. I've been trying for 4 years to change the address to the company. 4 years, they still can't get it right. I just gave up. I don't care about Google reviews or Yelp reviews. I care about people calling me and giving me checks for, cleaning their windows.
Paul, whoever Paul says, he says, Chris, now I see it.
He's been probed.
Oh,
okay.
Is it because of my ear or the color of my hair?
I don't know. You
Awesome
don't look like
mustache.
you've been abducted to me at all. You don't look like you've been abducted or probed. So I don't know what these guys are talking about. You don't even believe in Bigfoot. This guy's a square. He doesn't believe in any of that stuff.
What's your favorite kind of beer?
I'll have you all know. That Chris just got done eating scallops and noodles, guys. He's sophisticated.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's
My
got
favorite
lamb
kind of beer
chops.
is-
He's got
is
lamb
Imperial
chops as
Stout.
his profile picture.
Imperial
I mean,
Stout.
come on, guys.
Yeah.
It's good beer.
Imperial Stout.
Yeah.
Are those lamb
Chris, what was
chops in
that?
your picture?
Chris, what was that beer you had me get you? That coffee?
Imperial
that?
Stout.
No, it wasn't. Well, I don't know what that is.
It was coffee. It was a coffee stout.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a big
Yeah.
bottle of beer. It was like it was a big old bottle of beer.
Someone
Dude,
said,
I
you know,
never
it's the
realized
fact
it.
you are leaning forward to ease the pain. That's got to be Jacob saying that you're leaning forward to ease the pain.
It is Jacob. Jacob said that.
Yeah. Whatever,
See,
Jacob. That's not very nice, sir.
I have this on my phone right now. So you can just see what
Hey, we
everyone
almost.
says.
Hey, I want Jacob to know. I almost had Ron Musgraves on tonight because he reached out to me. Every time I post something on Facebook about I need somebody on the podcast, he'll like send me a message. He'll be like, "Hey, how's it going?" And I'm like, "Okay." And then he doesn't say anything else. Like he's like, "I'm not going to ask you if you want to be on. You can be on. But if you think you're going to Ron Musgraves your way through my podcast,
If
you're wrong."
we have Ron Musgraves on, all I'm asking TJ is this: if
What?
we have Ron Musgraves on, if we get him to introduce a wrestling match,
Yes,
because
we
he
got it,
sounds
yeah.
like a promoter for a wrestling ring.
Jacob Dell is super mad. He does not want me to do that. So that's you know,
Damn.
yeah, he's not having that.
Damn. He's just straight to the point on that one. What don't you like about Ron, Jacob?
I don't even know, Ron.
I don't really know him either. I just know him from all that drama on those couple of
That was last year, right?
yeah, that was this past winter on all those pressure washing pages. That stuff is just, you guys think window cleaners or something else. Man, pressure washers are really bad, man. Those guys, when they disagree as a group.
Yeah.
Like, there's lines drawn in the
that-
sand and everything. They're just
I
like,
know who Ron is. Ron's that guy that has the big pressure washer. That
Yeah,
pressure
probably.
washes all the garages and stuff.
Yeah, probably should.
Well, his last video he put on was something about if you pressure wash a lot of ground, you have to be able to filter all this water out, and you have to have a big enough system. And I was like, wow, that guy, I agree with that one.
Yeah, I don't know. I just kind of pressure wash things. I mean, I know there's like, I pressure wash the way pressure washers window clean. You know what I'm saying? Can we, that's the best way to put it. We lost Mark Tanner. What a loser.
No, me and Mark always say one thing. Window cleaners are cowboys.
Yeah.
They'll do anything they want.
Yeah.
They don't care.
Right.
No.
They'll just get the job done. They don't care.
Yep.
Right.
They have
right.
a mentality of a cowboy.
Yeah.
Just get it done.
Yeah,
Even
just
this
get it
guy
done.
named Jacob, he has a mentality of a cowboy.
Right. I think that's actually a nice way to put it. Because I'm that way. Like I was just telling the guys before we got started, I'm doing maintenance for one of the franchises I clean windows for. They asked me to do their inspection maintenances, like touch up paint and, I mean, I already do the pressure washing and the window cleaning for them, but they, replacing ceiling tiles, caulking.
Is it through a national company?
Yeah, it's a big company.
No, are you hired through a national company to do
No. It's a privately owned. It's a chain, but it's privately owned. So I do a bunch of. I do 8 of them right now, 9 of them right now. So there's 9 of them that I'm in charge of the maintenance for the inspections. Because I have someone coming in and, they got to do inspections. They got to pass a muster for corporate. You know what I mean? Because of course they're flying a very famous banner, so they got to be up to snuff. I'm actually I work with.
Jacob says Nest.
Yeah,
You
I
work
do
for
work
Nest?
for. I do work for Nest.
Yeah, we do too.
I do work for MCOR Facilities Management.
That's me saying Nest blows balls.
Yeah,
They
Nest
take
is
too long to pay, man.
Yeah, they take
Way
a long
too
time to play.
When they start making you like call in and check in, man, I ain't got time for all that.
Yeah.
You know?
Here's my deal, Jacob. Here's my. Tim. Here's my deal. When you have 750 accounts every month, you don't really care until they get into the 90 days because you're having you don't have cash flow problems.
Yeah.
But when you have cash flow problems, then you're worried about why aren't these people paying me?
Yeah.
Right.
So that's
that's
bottom line.
like when I first started out working for Nest, I didn't have a lot of work going on, so it was kind of like, geez, man, pay me. But now that after a couple years in, I don't even, I don't notice it until it's brought up. Like, hey, these guys haven't paid yet. But most of the time, it comes in within 90 days, and I don't even pay it. It's just whatever. It's only I only service 3 locations for them, but
I mean, they're just only thing they're doing is taking. I mean, they're taking the, like, we grabbed Hallmarks. They got Hallmarks at one point, and we were already doing them. They asked for our bid. We got our same bid. We got our same price. The only thing they did is Hallmark, to save money, went in and got their windows tripled all around the nation, because that's what they do, is just triple up the price of your bid. So, I mean, it just doesn't make sense to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and then
my
they
deal
put
is
all the restrictions where you got to do the phone call. You got all these added steps to the job that you used to do.
Someone wants to know what's Tim's favorite Bon Jovi song.
Paul wanted to know that.
Probably, I don't know. These days is my favorite album, but I'm not big on the radio hits. I'm big on all the B-sides.
Everyone says, "Is it me or is Chris leaning forward more as this video goes on?" I think Chris has been leaning forward the same. He's laying down on his bed. He's having scallops. It sounds like somebody's jealous to me.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, look at Tim. You can't even see his head. Come on, Jacob. Why don't you treat Tim?
You don't
want to
see. You don't want to see that receding hairline.
Yeah.
Baldy McBalderson.
How do I look now, Jacob? Is this better for you?
Yeah. Jacob's a complainer. Jacob's a complainer.
Does this look good?
Hey, where's my ledger at? Where's my ledger at, Jacob?
I never used one of those in my life.
I love ledgers.
Jacob was supposed to send me one, but he hasn't. But dudes, this has been an hour and a half. Chris was like really adamant when we started this before you guys seen it live. He was like, "Listen, I'm giving you 25 minutes. That's all you're getting out of me."
Yeah, but
here
guess
we
what?
are, an hour and 30 minutes in, and we're still talking to Chris Ritchie.
Yeah, here's the deal.
Reacher.
Yeah.
Jack Reacher. That's
DJ, so I skipped my meeting.
Oh,
Wow,
you skipped your meeting to hang out with us? Thank you, Chris. Heck yeah,
That's the
dude.
fact.
He said that's a fact. Hey, Jacob said he's just busting your boys, Chris. It's all good.
Let's see. Boxed still sitting on my desk. Oh,
Someone's
yeah.
liking the ambient lighting at Mark's house. So it's really relaxing. It really
Maybe we
loosens.
should all. Maybe I think the next podcast or the next Facebook Live, we should all be laying on the bed like Chris.
Yeah.
Mood lighting.
Do you guys do shower doors?
In a bedroom that has pink walls.
Yeah. Do you guys? Yeah. Do you guys do shower doors? Like that's a question somebody just asked. I don't.
Yes.
I know we only got a few more minutes here, but do you guys do shower doors? Do you do shower doors, Tim?
Nah, I'd rather not.
Yes.
And Chris, you do. So that means you like to mess around with hard water stains. We all know what Mark does. We all know Mark doesn't need to brag for 25 minutes on well, this one time I did these shower doors in this hotel. I made $1 gajillion. Mark is the richest man in window cleaning.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Not even close.
But Jacob, I'm going to get pulled into the library. You're exactly right.
Oh, well, you know, that's, I don't even, I don't know. I don't know what that means, but okay. That's great. I hope we didn't get you in any trouble with the library. Hey guys, sorry about not making it tonight. I'm assuming that's Alan. We're mad at you, Alan. We don't like you talking about
Alan
anymore.
Smith.
Alan had to go to Olive Garden tonight.
Alan apparently had to go to Olive Garden tonight for an emergency meeting with a pressure washer in the library.
Yep, he was in the parking lot of Olive Garden pressure washing a heifer.
Hey!
And he got a prize of a purple pill for every day.
I would like to say I've only said 2 or 3 curse words this whole time, Chris.
I was pretty proud of you. I mean, I thought
Mark had told me that you expressed that you would like to do this, but TJ has got to not be a sailor for like at least an hour. And I'm like, man, this is going to be super hard, but I can do it, man. I did it for Carrie.
My take is this.
What?
People that drop F-bombs and all those adjectives in between the nouns and the real words, they just don't have enough vocabulary in their life.
That's not true.
To fill in words
That's
to
not
make
true.
themselves look like they are educated.
How would I communicate with my family if I couldn't say those words, though?
Yeah, I don't understand, dude. I don't know. That's not
to
true. He was proud of me. Was. That's the key word, was.
And No, I'm proud of you. Hey, no, this has been a really fun time. It really has.
Yeah, man. It'd be cool to have you back again sometime when you've got some time and we could talk more business. I know, just from the little bit that you've shared here, I know a lot of guys are gonna, if they get this, pick this live feed up on Facebook, we're gonna share it around. I know there's a lot of guys who are gonna get some help from information and tips from you. Honestly, I mean, some of the things you said were really, it kind of made me feel a little bit better about the way I do things. You know, I've only been cleaning windows since 2004. I've seen how a business is run, a window cleaning business was run. I know how I run my business, how I do things. It's been working for me pretty good, but to hear someone kind of reaffirm the way I do things and my thought processes, it's nice to hear that someone say, well, that you're doing 35, going to be celebrating 35 years, and we're kind of doing things. It's kind of the same way, the same kind of thought process.
Well, the interesting thing that I would like to talk to Chris about, and we'll do it on another one. So, TJ, if you'll have him back, it sounds like he's having a good time. But I want to know about the transition from Chris being a window washer to Chris doing his administrative duties, and how you wrap your head around not carrying a bucket anymore. Because I know you love it, you must, because I do. And I almost, sometimes I look forward to being able to do that, but sometimes I dread it at the same time because, I always love to go back to the basics of window cleaning that I was taught a long time ago. And, so you evolve into what Chris has got going on here. And I'd just like to get in his head a little bit about how he made the transition.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to do that.
I would love to talk about that sometime.
Awesome.
That would be awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, guys, this has been Outlaw Window Cleaner Radio Live with Chris Ritchie, and it's been thanks for coming on, Chris. We appreciate you coming on and doing our first live episode. So,
do I get it? Do I get a mop bucket or something for this?
You might. I don't know.
How about maybe a Home Depot squeegee?
That can be arranged. That can be arranged. I know a guy. So you might. I might. Yeah, we know a couple of guys. We might be able to help out with that.
Did anyone get paid for this?
Has anyone else received their Black Diamond experimental rubbers yet? I just got mine.
I got mine.
You got yours?
Yeah, I got the experimental ones. Yeah.
I got a gross of Black Diamond rubber.
Did you?
Like that?
You
Chris?
did.
I bought a gross. I just think rubber is rubber. You throw it away. When you have 11 guys, it's a thing that just
you don't have to overanalyze it like Mark. Well, that pressure that it applies on the glass is the circumference of the sun, and Mark took Casper out to lunch, and they discussed the dynamics of rubber. Him and Jesus. Like, well, how does that feel on the glass? I'm like, I don't know. It's cheap.
So, did Black Diamond make a different kind of rubber now?
Yeah, they're working.
They've got a polymer that they're coming out with now.
They're working on polymers.
Oh,
and you're going to be able to order windows with Chris Ritchie's window cleaning stamped on the rubber.
Yeah,
and weird colors, and
Chris,
you can get
polymer.
flames.
They can print things. Polymer is a blend of polymers and rubber, so they're trying to duplicate rubber in a polymer, which is much cheaper to make, and they can make it any color you want. They can put your name on it, stuff like that. Stuff that might be important to some people.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. Hey, TJ, I just wanted to let you know.
Yes.
That when you were 5 years old or 4 years old, your mother told you, do not take a felt marker and mark yourself on the face or arms. Stop doing that, TJ. What I want to know is, why did you continue doing it?
I don't know. I just can't help myself. I'll tell you, my uncle was a Vietnam veteran, and he came back from Vietnam covered in tattoos, and I really looked up to him. You know what I mean? He was you know what I mean? And I was always said, man, when I get older, I'm getting tattoos. And now that I got all these tattoos, it's been about 5 or 6 years since I've had a needle touch the skin, and I'm like, man, why did I get all this shit on here? Oh man, but I'm the cool dad. You know, at the kindergarten class and stuff like that, everyone, you know, I'm the cool dad, you know, because I got the tattoos and stuff.
Yeah.
And then
No,
they
it's
hear me
true.
talk, and they're like, "Oh, he's not the cool dad. He just looks like it."
Tim, you have any tattoos?
Yeah.
All
Mark, do you have any?
all of them are Bon Jovi tattoos.
I have 2 Bon Jovi tattoos.
You do? Really, Bon Jovi?
Yeah, I got 2 of them.
Mark, do you have any tattoos?
Mark, do you have any
Mark's
Mark,
dying.
Mark, do you have any tattoos? Mark farted in his microphone.
What?
Do
What are you
you-
talking about? No, I don't have any. Listen, I was going to get a tattoo for my father with his company logo and his date of birth and death. I've been considering that. My family says that I'm too much of a wussy to get one.
I think you are.
I do believe that it's obviously permanent, so I got to make sure I got it right, you know. But as of right now, no.
I tell you, man, just to follow up, Black Diamond rubber, I don't want you guys to think that I use that rubber just solely because it's cheap. I feel like it lasts just as much as long as any other rubber I've used. I've used Sorbo rubber, Unger rubber, you know, I used Ettore rubber. I've used a lot of rubber, and I feel like it's comparable to all. It lasts just as long. I mean, if you want to split hairs like Mark Tanner, you know what I mean? And like, it's gotta be Sorbo soft or I'm not using it. You know what I mean?
Wait a
Some
minute.
people are just super particular, and they like to spend a lot of money because they're rich, like Mark.
Hey, well, on that note, I'm not going to defend myself on that. Hey, I think we need to get Jacob Dell in here because I'm seeing a sense of humor that is amazing.
Dude, yes, dude. Hey, Jacob Dell is awesome. He just won't come on the podcast because he's a douche.
Why?
Well, he's been on.
Yeah.
He's
Hey,
been on one time. He said, "You guys don't
Really?
want me on there. I'm going to say stuff." I'm like, "Oh, are you going to say stuff?"
Okay, hey, TJ.
Yes.
Here we go.
Right.
Jacob, I'm talking to you right now. Jacob, will you get on the podcast if I get on the podcast next time?
Yeah.
Let's see what he answers.
That's 20.
What?
Is he still watching?
Okay,
Yeah, he's
we're
still there.
finishing up.
We're just waiting.
Yeah. Mark just got played by his. He's all in there trying to be cool and stuff with his sunglasses on, and his wife walks in like, "Mark, you're dumb. Take the glasses off." That was so awesome. I'm so glad that was live on Facebook.
All right.
He said, "Sure,
So
we'll set it up,
Jacob
man."
said he'll come on the podcast if you invite me again. So now you invite me and Jacob at another time, and we'll
Yep.
have a little hate day and we'll have a good time.
That sounds like a plan. We'll do it.
Definitely.
So, guys, Mark's got to go. Mark got in trouble. Live on Facebook. Got in trouble. Get out of my room. But, guys, this has been Outlaw
the
Window
neighbor's
Cleaner
house.
Radio.
Hey, Tim, stop smoking in the office.
Yeah, Tim, Leah, Tim's smoking in the office.
She's got 2 bottles of wine in her. It don't
That's
matter
cool.
this
Hey,
time.
listen, dude, I'm gonna tell her tomorrow when you least
Don't do
expect it.
that.
So this has been
Okay.
Outlaw Window Cleaner Radio Live. We've been here with Chris Ritchie, man, and we really appreciate everyone for listening. Right, guys?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Peace.
Thank you
guys.
for having
See you
me on.
later, fellers.
Good
Peace.
times.
Guys, be good.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.